Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my very first Kickstarter preview. Today's game is not yet released, so I have to be clear from the jump that everything you are about to see is a work in progress. If you're into collectible trading card games, trick trading combat, and player versus environment mechanics, then go grab a snack and keep your eyes peeled for this one. You're watching Mr. Board Gamer. Shadows, Heroes, and Monsters is an upcoming Kickstarter project developed by Keun Games and designed by founder Keun Ahn. The Cave of Eaterith is home to the most dangerous creatures around the world. But with such danger, the rewards must be even greater. Many different realms have sent their very best champions to claim the wealth of Eateroth for their own. Shadows is a PvPvE experience for the tabletop, where 2 to 3 players are going to duke it out, free-for-all style, using timed initiative mechanics, all while facing a neutral monster deck, which has the potential to shift the tide of the game. Shadows also has the makings of a collectible card game. The skills and abilities that your characters will use to create their build will all be found in 30 card booster packs. The goal of the game is to collect the most Shadow Stones. Players will be able to collect Shadow Stones by doing actions such as buying items from the market or knocking out an enemy champion. The current prototype has 4 playable champions, featuring the mighty warrior, Akintunde, the chivalrous knight, Roland, the elusive assassin, Ati, and the battle mage, Eris. Apart from each character's unique special ability, players will also take 10 neutral skill cards, which will form their starting build. Rather than randomly drawing cards from a deck and relying on RNG, at the start of a round, players can view every card in their active build and choose the skill cards they will activate that round. Throughout the game, players will spend experience tokens to add new cards to their build from a side deck that they've created, offering more options as the game goes on. Some skill cards will have a minimum trait requirement as a condition for adding that card to your build. Your character can spend gold to purchase and equip items from the market to boost these traits, which are strength, technology, and magic. Boosting these traits is going to allow every player to add stronger skill cards to their build. You know how much I hate RNG, so I really love a system where you're choosing your attacks strategically every round from anything available in your arsenal. When determining the attack order, most skill cards are going to have an initiative value, which will determine the order in which they activate during the combat phase. In case of a tie, the player who has the round leader card will act first. When players are making their combat plan, they will need to make tactical choices that consider their opponent's card choices as well. For example, the Predict skill card allows you to attempt to predict if an opponent is preparing to play a card with a specific initiative value. If you guess correctly, you get to resolve a bonus effect. Guess incorrectly, and you've effectively just wasted an action on your turn. Players can also whiff on other skills entirely, especially when using a defensive or counter ability. If your opponent's not preparing to attack you and no damage is dealt, then no effect will be triggered from these cards. Choosing what cards will go into your build will be the beginning of determining your personal play style. You can also change up that play style mid-game by adding cards that would be a strategic response to how you think your opponent is going to start building their character. But with all this fighting going on, we cannot forget the creatures that are lurking on the outside of the skirmish. Players will select 3 monsters in ascending order from level 1 to level 2 and level 3. But only 1 monster card can be active at any time. This is a neutral objective that all players will interact with. In order to defeat a monster, a player must deal damage equal to its entire health value. Each player will have a face-down monster action card, which is distributed by the round leader. These cards determine what actions the monster takes when targeting your champion. The round leader is the only player who gets to see these cards before handing them out face down to each player. While there's a huge advantage to being round leader, the card will rotate between players throughout the game, balancing out this mechanic. Monsters may heal, block, or attack when they activate. Sometimes they'll even take multiple actions. While each player can attack the monster, it's a race to see who can deal the full amount of damage before the other players, and you will not be rewarded for dealing partial damage. The game ends when the level 3 monster is defeated. Players will review their secret mission cards to see if they collect any end game bonuses, tally up the player's shadow stones, and whoever has the most claims Edaroth's bounty. Shadows, Heroes and Monsters goes live on Kickstarter February 27th. The possibility to introduce new champions and monsters and skill cards through the booster pack system is really exciting. What would you want to see from the Shadows campaign when it goes live on Kickstarter? Check out Keun Games' official How to Play video, linked in the description below, and I'm also going to toss in a link to the demo on Tabletop Simulator. If you want a hand at learning how to play the game so that you can demo it yourself, hit me up. I'd be glad to help. We're going to be meeting up with Keun to play some games and talk a little bit more about Shadows, Heroes, and Monsters. As always, appreciate you for watching.